I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au and I'm coming to you from NWR Communications Spotlight on Canada. Sitting next to me is Seamus Cornelius, the Executive Chairman for Danakali. Seamus, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, Shay.
It's very weird to hear what could have been my name come back at me. All right, let's kick off. Now, you have done what some ASX-listed companies have been scared to do, and you jumped ship from the ASX to the National Stock Exchange, the NSX, which is part of the reason why we're here today is because the CSE is merging with the NSX. Mate, I've got to ask, what made you do that?
Oh, well, Shay, that's a very interesting question. There's a lot of good answers I could give, but I'll keep it very clear and short. We've been on the ASX for a long time. We've been listed there for 20 years, over 20 years. We ended up finding that it was no longer suitable for our purposes, and we had some disagreements about the way that certain listing rules should be applied. And then ultimately, we decided that it was better for us to delist from the ASX and list on the NSX. And I can say it's been a really good decision. I've got no regrets. Our shareholders don't have any regrets. And I'm really happy with what we've done.
It certainly takes a lot of courage to be a first mover, and I'm glad that it's been successful for you. But let's get into the meat in today's sandwich. What is Danakali working on and where?
Okay, so we're listed on the NSX, obviously. We have $30 million in the bank. So from an explorer's perspective, we're very well funded. We are not come issue in any sense. We're working on exploration. We have applied for a property in Eritrea, which is where we were previously working on the Kaluli Potash project. It's called Ela Gedel, and it's a gold and copper project in Eritrea. We hope that that license will be granted soon, and that's what we're working on. We've also got a joint venture in Saudi Arabia with a prominent group there, and we're looking at other North African countries, which I won't mention at the moment because the negotiations are underway.
Listen, this not only jumping to the NSX, but you're clearly not afraid of jurisdiction risks. Let's be honest, Eritrea, which I just found out today I've been pronouncing wrong my entire life, is not a location people think of when it comes to mining. So what draws you to this area, and also to how do you manage the risk in this region?
Okay, so it's nice of you to say that we're not afraid. I like to think that that's one of our unique selling points, is we're not afraid. Eritrea has been great for us. I have absolutely no negative things to say about Eritrea. We spent more than 10 years there working on the Kaluli project. The government and all of the relevant departments, all of the local contractors, they were really helpful. You know, to a degree that I don't think it is normal. They were very, very good to work with. We had zero experience of any corruption. And in fact, the government very early on said to us, in very direct terms, we're not like the rest of Africa. There's no corruption here. If anyone asks you for any kind of payment, you should tell us. And if you make any kind of payment, that's the last thing you'll do. You'll be out. So, no, it's very true. And that held true through the entire time. And so that's why after we sold Kaluli, I said to the government and all the relevant people that we deal with, we will come back. We really like working here. If there's a project that you think is suitable for us, we'll come back. And hence, we've applied for the Ela Gedel copper gold project, which we're waiting to be granted so we can start work.
What is so prospective about this Ela Gedel project that you've now got?
Okay, so obviously it starts with the rocks. The rocks are really good. Eritrea has a significant part of what's called the Arabian-Nubian Shield, which is a well-known geological structure. There are existing mines there, gold, copper, zinc mines. The particular area that we've applied for is about 1,500 square kilometres. And there are known occurrences of gold. There are artisanal mining there. There's been some drilling, but more than 15 years ago. There's known copper. And we think that it's one of those areas where if you're a geologist, and I'm not, I've showed it to geologists, if this piece of ground was in Australia, we probably couldn't get it. It's that perspective. Now, perspective in exploration means that it's really, really interesting. It doesn't mean there's no guarantee, right? But we really like it, and we really like the country. And we think the risk of working in that country is seriously mispriced because people don't understand it. And that's our opportunity because we're not scared. We know that country. And we're prepared to absolutely go back there again. We've done very well there, and we like to do well again.
Well, speaking of doing well again, you alluded to being cashed up. I believe you've got $30 million ready to spend. Mate, I love an explorer with money and rocks to go hunting. How are you going to spend this? What sort of news flow can we look forward to seeing?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So we used to have more money. We gave 164 million back to our shareholders last year.
Oh,
and we
wow.
only kept 30. That was from the sale of our other project in Eritrea. So we're cashed up, but we're sensibly cashed up. And as I said earlier on, we're not come raise. So yes, we will have news flow, but you should not expect, no investor should expect us to be putting out news that isn't really news with the hope of getting a bump in the share price so that we can then raise money at a discount. We will not be doing that because we don't need to. And I think what you should expect from us is very clear, very appropriate reporting as we move forward. So Ela Gedel's not granted to us yet. I'm hopeful that it will be granted soon. But all of our other projects that we're interested in Saudi and other places in North Africa, you should expect the same thing. We will do the work, we will do it properly, and we will make the announcements appropriately. I don't think that I'm the kind of guy that makes too much hype. But the underlying point is that we think the risk is mispriced. We think the rocks are really good. We've got plenty of cash, so we're not come raise. And we'll do the work properly.
It certainly sounds like a compelling opportunities here. You can bet your bottom dollar. Now that I can say Eritrea properly, I will be watching what you guys are doing. Thank you so much for your time today, Seamus.
Thanks, Shay. It's lovely talking to you.